Well, welcome back. Some more work on the F-14. You've got step six, which is underneath bodywork of the lower fuselage, and step seven, which is the wings. So there's step six. You've got the two body pieces and the intake fan. So that's what I've done. First of all, once I've primed this, you can probably just make out the intake fans once I switch the flash on. There's the one intake fan. There's the other intake fan. I just primed those, painted those in gunmetal, and just glued them to the back fascia. Let those dry. Once I'd let those dry, I then glued the two main pieces of the bodywork underneath here, the intakes. You can see I've got a bit of filling and some sanding to do on that one and that one there. On the front sections, you've got these two little prongs. You've got to get them lined up as best you can, so they click into place, and then you hear like a click because there's like it's like very slight sidewall here and here. Then on that side as well, then I clamp those down, clamp here and a clamp here on both sides. You've also got this bit here as well, this side wall, which goes onto the main side wall of the cockpit area, just behind the cockpit. So that's all part of that as well. So that's that done. Step 7, you've got the two halves of the wings. So that's that. So you've got the one wing here. Glued those together, put some clamps and some tape. I then masked off the rotating arms, and then primed these, and then done all the sanding around the seams here and around here. So that's that. On the other wing as well, because these will lock together. They've got to be free moving inside the completed parts of the fuselage. Once the two halves go together, top half and bottom half, you can just make out some alignment arrows there, and those will free move inside the completed plane. You've also got some mounting holes on each wing. I masked those off with some blue tack, and those mount freely into that hole there and that hole there. The only trouble is, this is going to be a bit of a battle now, because you've got the top half of the fuselage with these loose, and trying to get all the alignment together when it's got to be glued. So I've got a bit of a battle ahead, but that's where I'm sitting at the moment. Right, welcome back. I've dry fitted the top parts and the bottom half of the fuselage along with the free moving wings into place now, and the tape is just holding it while I'm dry fitting it. It went better than I expected, to be honest. It wasn't as difficult as I thought. I still had a few niggling bits here and there, but it's gone together really well. So if you remember from the previous update, these wings have got to be free moving in a little mounting hole and pin there and there on the bottom. So what I did is I got my two Revel contactor bottles underneath the wings with a bit of blue tack on top, because originally I was going to use these run ball props, but they're slightly too tall, just to make it a tiny bit easier. And then what I did is, before I put the top half of the fuselage on, I got a bit of tape and just went from here on the top of the wing and went from there underneath to hold it into place a bit better while I mounted the top part of the fuselage on. So that's something you might have to think about doing. It's not like it doesn't stop it from popping out, but it will help a bit better when you fit it together. So what I did is, you can see these gaps here, the wing openings, those are like quite big, so this allows the wings to move backwards and forwards. So what you do is you bring the fuselage, the top part, like that, manoeuvring the wing underneath there, and then you just push forward until it meets at the top here with the nose section. And then once that was done, you get your two fingers and thumbs and hold it here and here and pinch it together, and then you start putting your tape on for that little bit of alignment. So you put your bits of tape on while still holding at least one side anyway, and you go all the way around, and you got the bits of the afterburner mounts here as well. And this actually fits quite well. Not as difficult as I originally thought, because I thought it was going to be an absolute nightmare. So what I did then, so now you can see that the wings are free moving like that, and they go all the way back like that. So that's that done. So now it's time for the gluing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a bit of tape off, just peel it back, run some glue, and then reapply the tape. But I've noticed this bit of paneling here, you can see there's a massive gap. That's got to come up big time. So round here on this bit of the bodywork from the previous update, I'm going to have to squeeze that with my clamp, and that will bring that up slightly. And then I can just, once it's glued, I can then just push that into place, because you can see it's like creasing the tape as well. So I'm going to have to, once it's clamped, I'm probably going to have to remove that tape and then reapply it to tighten it. On this side, it's not so bad, but again, once I pinch them together, that should bring that up slightly, so it'll be better once it's dried. So that's half the battle done. It's just the gluing part of it now. Right, gluing is all complete. It took about 20-25 minutes, give or take. So I just got my snap knife, gone underneath the tape, pulled that down, made a little gap so I could get me nozzle in with my glue. Once that was in, I then pulled the tape as tight as I could, and pretty much rinse and repeat all the way around. One of the prongs off the intake on this side has decided to pop off, so I'm going to have to re-glue that back on. But I'm not going to do it now, I'm going to do it tomorrow. So rinse and repeat, pull the tape off, prise it apart, get the glue in there. No glue around this section, obviously. That was quite awkward to get the tape out and get the nozzle in there. And round the back where the afterburner mounts go, that's all now done. On this side, the prong of the intake, much like the other side, that's decided to pop off for some stupid reason, so I'm going to have to glue that back on. Turning the flash on. On this side, when the nose meets, it decided to pop back in, so if I'd have left it that the way it was, it would have been a massive L-shape step. So what I've done is I've just put the clamp on there to keep those aligned on this side. That side it was perfectly fine. It's just this side, so that's what I've done to keep them aligned. So it is now 10:30 in the morning on a Saturday. So I'm going to leave this all day and overnight to dry. And then about 9:30 tomorrow morning, I'll take all the tape and the clamps off, and hopefully, leaving this to dry for pretty much 24 hours, hopefully the glue has done its work. Fingers crossed, touch wood. Right, welcome back. I've now took the clamps and tape away. I left it for just over 24 hours because I was watching the Winter Olympics monobob. It's not looking too bad. I've obviously got to do the seams around the front there as well. That alignment tissue on this side, the clamp has done its job. It's really well aligned. I've got the seam on that side there to do. Well, it's not this part here, because there's going to be like a plate that goes on top of there, so I might be alright with that. I'll have to sand that later once I get that piece on. So it's not looking too bad. You got the bit on the side of the wing here, that's looking really nice, not bad. You got the underneath here, Again, that's not too bad. It's a bit of sanding. And the back where the afterburners go, the engines, that's looking nice and aligned. Not too bad. The wings are still free moving, so I could still move those. I was a bit worried moving them. I'm gonna have to leave them in this position because if I move them back anymore, I think this might pop out. So I'm gonna have to watch out for that. Right, now going back to those little plates here at the side, there's a massive gap there, and I could push it up, but it's really stiff, and I think even if I glue it down, it's just going to pop back down again. I mean, I can pull this out a bit, so I can try and get... the one thing I was thinking about is trying to get my nippers underneath, cut that off, and then push it into place, and then putting some filler in there, for this side anyway. So if any of you have built this kit and you had the same problem, let me know what you did, please. Because I'm at a loss at the moment. That's the only thing I can think of. Cut that off, push it up and fill it. On this side, it's not that bad. I could probably get away with filling that, because it's not that big. I mean, it's still quite stiff. I mean, I might try and push that up, but the only trouble is I can't clamp it. I mean, I could try getting my G clamp and pushing that up. I don't know. So those of you who built this and had the issues with this, let me know what you did. So putting that back down, but generally I'm really well chuffed on how this has come out, so not bad at all.